Hi, so what we're going to do now is take a look at how to determine the parallel lines and perpendicular lines when given a standard form problem. So what we're going to do now is take a look at one of the problems I believe I've covered before, which is 2x plus 6y is equal to 12. And so what we're going to do first, of course, is get this into slope-intercept form. So this means first isolating the y term. So that means subtracting 2x on both sides of the equation here. And we find that 2 minus 2x is 0, plus 6y, when we simplify, is equal to 12 minus 2x. Okay. Now, from here, we simplify further. So 0 plus 6y gives us 6y is equal to 12 minus 2x. Okay. Now we would divide every single term by the coefficient of y, which in this case is 6. And then further simplify, so we find that 6y divided by 6 leaves us with y is equal to 12 divided by 6, which is 2. And we have 2 over 6, which is the same thing as 1/3 x. And then lastly, we would rewrite our problem to y is equal to 1/3 x, negative 1/3 x, plus 2. And therefore we have our slope-intercept form here. Okay, now what would be considered parallel to this line? Okay, a line rather, parallel to the given line here would have the same slope. Okay, and a line that is perpendicular would have a slope that is the negative reciprocal of a parallel slope. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So our line here has a slope of negative 1/3. Okay, and let me write it over here so I have a little bit more space. So my slope here is negative 1/3. Okay, and my slope-intercept form is y is equal to negative 1/3 x plus 2. So an equation that would be parallel to this equation, or a line that will be parallel to this line, because of course this function here represents a line. If it was parallel to this line, it would have a slope of the same slope. So it would have a negative 1/3 slope. Now, if it was perpendicular, the negative reciprocal means you would flip the fraction and change the sign. So in this case, if I flip the fraction, it is now negative 3 over 1, and change the sign, it is now 3, which is my perpendicular slope. Okay, so I'm going to scroll up just a tad bit here to focus a little bit more on the perpendicular. So perpendicular. Perpendicular. Change the sign. Use the reciprocal. Okay, change the sign, use the reciprocal. Okay, so let's go over a couple of more examples here. So if I used, let's change my color. If I have the equation y is equal to 5/6 x plus 3, we see that m equals 5/6. So parallel would be the exact same slope, which is 5/6. And then perpendicular would be change the sign, so it is no longer positive, it is negative 5/6, and then use its reciprocal, which is 6/5. So it'd be negative 6/5 as my perpendicular slope.